Yo, what's good? Everyday Superpower, signing in. We're going to talk some game today, non-verbal communication. We're going to go into a little bit of advertising. Uh, this is information you need to know if you're interested in body language and learning how to read people, learning indicators of interest, and so on and so forth, right? So, as I always say, the links in the description of this video. One will take you to a playlist, an entire catalogue of nonverbal communication, where I go from the top to the bottom of signals people will subconsciously send you, as well as the ones you send out into the world. Click that if you want to learn the game. And alternatively, there's a link to the Patreon of mine, which we together will look at real dating and observe, assess, and correctly confirm the patterns of attraction, if not repulsion, we see before us, alright? The game you will find on the Patreon is unlike anywhere else you'll find online, okay? This is a very unique and specialized knowledge. Now, I was walking through the city centre and I was looking at advertisements and I thought, you know what? It'd be interesting to start a series on how products are sold and the body language involved in selling products. So we're going to have a look at a few advertisements here in regards to selling perfume, Dior perfume to be precise. And from what I can see, it's all advertising and showcasing the one particular fragrance called J'adore, right? Now, understand, this isn't going to be organic body language purely as it's from a photo shoot, and many photos will have been shot and they will have chosen the most appealing in their eyes, okay? So that being considered, you have to look at why these people are choosing these poses and having these models present themselves in such a manner. Now, they might not consciously be aware themselves the ins and outs of what they are doing, but they may be able to know by a gut feeling if their body presentation, their non-verbal communication to the people, the advertisement of the product is on brand and looks good, looks sexy, looks whatever they want in order to sell to the people. Now, with that being said, we're going to start. So the first advertisement I want you to look at, have a look. We're not only going to be speaking on body language, but we're going to talk about branding as well. So first and foremost, what do you see? It is a reoccurring theme throughout the three of these advertisements, but we see a lot of yellow. We see a lot of golden. We see a browny yellow boldness, okay? So acknowledge this. Yellow is the boldest color going, okay? In competition with the color red, yellow is boldest, all right? But whereas red exists in a consistent space, yellow becomes overpowering to the senses very quick. So you don't want to sit and stare at someone wearing a yellow dress for long, whereas somebody wearing red is quite engaging, okay? Such as when somebody lights a fire, like a campfire or so forth, we can't keep our eyes off of it. It's a power worth worshipping in some realms. Some people would do that. Our primitive ancestors would do so. It's an incredible, powerful force, whereas yellow, very bold, very over-empowering, very quick, but it catches your attention. That's why these advertisements are utilizing this color. Secondly, we're looking at yellow and we're looking at gold because there is a regal element, okay? So if you look at the dresses these women are wearing, perhaps some of them are the same women, I couldn't even tell you, right? I couldn't tell you. What we see is yellow dresses, maybe less so on the last photo, but there is a tinge, if not a yellow contrast thrown into the mix to sort of implement that into the clothing. It's regal, it's golden. What is gold? You think of kings and queens, aristocracy. That's in relation to the golden product, which is J'adore, right? The product, you are going to feel like a queen if you have this product, yeah? Have a look at the hair. It's aligned as well. Blonde hair, right? Some people will dye their hair blonde unconsciously, knowing it makes them more appealing and sexual. You know about men who like blondes, right? If anything, I would say blondes are the most sought after women and the most sexualized. Blonde is reminiscent of youth, okay? So blonde hair is reminiscent of youth. When babies are born, they may be blonde, and as they mature over the years, their hair may develop a more mousy color. They may darken the hair, so it's reminiscent of youth, right? Donald Trump dyes his hair. Boris Johnson dyes his hair blonde. Why? Is there a reason behind it? Quite possibly, yeah? First image, we've got direct eye connection to the cameraman, to the camera lens. So as you're walking down the street and you see this advertised in a shop, you're going to latch onto that quick. Because advertisement or not, this woman, this beautiful woman, is staring at you, looking into the eyes of your soul. And as you look to the advertisement for the very first time, just as when you look to a human being, you will make eye contact before the rest of the body to assess what the brain of that individual is paying attention to, because the brain is directly connected to the eyes, and so the eyes represent quite a clear communication as to what the brain is prioritizing at that moment in time. And that celebrity, that beautiful woman, that regal, striking yellow woman is looking directly at you. So not only is it the boldest, brightest, most shocking, attention-seeking colour, this regal-looking, glittering, glowing figure, this youthful, blonde, beautiful woman is looking directly at you. She's chosen you out of everybody else. Isn't that striking? Isn't that going to catch your attention? Look at the dress. What are we highlighting? The hips. Fertility. Okay? The hip to waist ratio. We have clear light shining between the arm at the forefront of the body and the waist. That's purposeful. That's purposeful. The other arm is behind the behind. The other arm is behind the body, exposing the other hip. She has a sway to her body, accentuating the hip. What do we associate hips with? The womb of a woman, because a woman has broader hips than a man for the sake of childbirth, childbearing, sexual sensuality. And do not get me wrong, this advertisement is selling woman's perfume. So I'm speaking in regards to a man. This advertisement is catching my attention as a man. So I might buy this product for my partner. This advertisement will also have the same psychological effect on a woman. But as opposed to a man saying, wow, she's beautiful, she's stunning, a woman's going to think, I want to be that woman. What do? I buy this product because it's interlinked with this regal aristocracy that is being presented to me, this sensual, regal, respectable female, this celebrity. She is glowing. Okay? When it comes to the eye contact, yeah, you'll see it on men's magazines, you'll see it on women's magazines, you'll see it where attention needs to be grabbed. The female gaze staring outwards direct to you, it's hard to not pay attention to that. The eye is a powerful tool utilized in marketing wherever it may be. Where have you seen the single eye before? I use it in my display photo on this channel. And if you've managed to come to this channel through one means or another, Have you come to it because maybe that caught your attention? I'm sure 1, 2, or 3 people, quite possibly. Look at the bottle. Phallic. You see the glands of the bottle? You see the shapeliness of the bottle developing girth as we go down into the bottle. It's phallic. Let's move on to the next advertisement. Look at where the bottle is placed. Fully frontal. This bottle is creating an obstruction between you and the model before you. The only way you're going to get to her is by going through the product. Symbolic. Where's the bottle placed? Before the cleavage. Creating a cleavage of its own. The woman is there staring directly into your soul once again. Look at where the hand is raised, caressing the neck. We've spoken on this channel about sensual self-touch, erotic self-touch. This is Body Language 101. In all of these photos, you'll see the mouth ajar, relaxed face. Not uptight, not tensed. The lips are plump. In direct correlation and representation of the labia. Okay? The 2 sets of lips align. We've spoken about this. Exposure of the neck. Such as the one behind this, as far as the advertisement is concerned. Exposure of the neck. Intentional sensuality. I am submitting to you. You could cut my throat if you wanted, but I'm exposing it to you in submissiveness. Not only do I trust you, but I'm giving myself to you. You could do that if you wanted. I hope you don't, but here it is. Let me submit to you. The frail feminine wrist is raised. The body blocking is a sacrifice that is being made in order to direct your gaze to the feminine neck of this woman. Movement attracts attention. And as we move on to the last advertisement, look at where the hand is here. Pronouncing, touching, and exposing the breast. The cleavage is a representation of the behind. The crack of the behind is mirrored by the excess of fat on the chest of a woman. Evolutionarily speaking, there is no purpose for the excess of fat on the chest of a woman other than sexual indication. Sexual signaling. The entire neck of the woman is pronounced. She is jutting her chin into the air to give you her throat, to give you her side, her erogenous zone. You look at the arm, the strap of the dress, if that's what you would call a dress, is running down the side of her arm. She's exposing herself. We've spoken on women removing their clothes symbolically in your presence. And I don't say that as if to say women are literally getting naked in your presence. But a woman who feels more comfortable around you will remove her coat. Will roll her sleeves up. Will show more, expose more. And rid herself of the clothing and the burden of what comes between you. Once again, regal yellow, queen, Egyptian. Have a look at the symbolic nature of these advertisements. I don't know who the woman is. Is she British? Is she American? She's definitely not of the historical context the advertisement is wanting to brand itself as. But utilizes the beauty of the blonde white woman aside this air of Egyptianized spiritual energy to supercharge this magnificent scheme. The last photo in particular, very reminiscent of a Marilyn Monroe. The parted lips, the exposure of the teeth being exposed, the lifting of the head. Orgasmic. In the throes of love. Charged with ecstatic pleasure. And that's a brief moment looking and discussing advertisement of this particular set. I may go forth and look at more advertisements. If you want me to do so and we can discuss them, feel free. Let me know. I'm signing out. Peace.